this is it. We reached 100, Schmitty.
Yes, we did.
The Bowfishing Buzz podcast, episode
100. The century mark, baby. Love to see it. Love to see it. Amazing.
It only took us 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years, but whatever. It is what it is. We had a new little special intro that is still playing for you in your ears right now.
Oh.
Little Seven Nation Army to build up the hype for episode 100.
That's right.
Man, oh man. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
So, welcome to the Bowfishing Buzz. Of course, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and...
Of course, Megamouth Bowfishing, our fantastic sponsors, Matt, and Designs Leatherwork and Embroidery.
Yes,
Efficiency
sir.
Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations
Wonderful
USA.
lights.
Our new sponsor for this year, Painted Arrow. Reminder, guys, they've got the Mag Pro H2O Bowfishing mount.
Yes.
It's a magnetic mount. You can slap your phone on it. We used it the last time we were out shooting fish. It was very cool. The footage was awesome.
And they have a deal going on, Schmitty.
Yes, they do. If you go and put one of those Mag Pro H2Os from their website into your cart, put code AMS15 for 15% off your order. Make sure to take advantage of that, guys. 100%.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool.
We have a great episode in store here, Matt.
I think they're going to enjoy it.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
And again, guys, just episode 100. Thank you guys so much. We obviously would not be here without you guys listening every month during the slower season and every other week during the busy season. We just can't thank you enough for keeping the boat afloat.
Right.
We have some giveaways. If you guys are watching our social media platforms, you saw last week we made a post. We've got some video submissions. You had to send us a short little video, so we're going to play those on the podcast today. We're going to put them all into a little bundle here. We're going to pick out the winners for the different things that we're going to be giving away. Matt, should we tell everyone what we're going to be giving away right now?
6 items.
Yeah, we've got 6 items. So let's
we're going to give away.
Let's start at the top.
Okay.
First thing, $100 AMS gift card.
Oh, my goodness.
Good for anything on the website.
Wow.
Second thing, $100 Megamouth
my
gift card.
Goodness.
Good for anything on the Megamouth website. We've also got one of each, an AMS and a Megamouth Yeti Rambler that we're going to be giving away.
Yep.
And then something that is going to be ever so important in the near coming weeks.
Right.
We've got 2 of our lightweight UV protected
Love these
AMS
things.
and Megamouth hoodies.
These things are awesome.
They have one very cool feature that you're not going to find on other hoodies. They have an oversized hood.
Yes.
So that you can wrap them all the way around, and they don't let any light in the sides of your polarized sunglasses. They are specifically made for daytime bow fishing.
Yes.
They're great for keeping the wind off you at night as well. So we've got some really cool things that we're going to be giving away. To add on to that, that's already a full slate, but we have the Youth Bowfisher of the Year, Landon Conley, is going to be joining us.
Absolutely.
That's going to be really cool. We've been out bowfishing a couple times. We're going to talk about our experiences. We made a couple little adjustments, modifications, some tweaks, some upgrades to the AMS boat. We're obviously going to have the fish you wish, and then this one is interesting to me, Matt. We have down that there's a new song out by the Roche River Rat.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't wait to hear that. That should be very entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good
Check
deal.
that out. Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. But Schmitty.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Before we move on.
You're going to bring up LeBron.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, this is better than LeBron.
Oh, okay.
So, I was out bowfishing.
Okay.
I was out bowfishing with the one and only Maverick Wisco Wildman Riley.
Yep. Yes, you were.
And I'm on the board, Schmitty. I'm on the board for the Buff Challenge that you and I have going on right now. I got a 37-pound buff.
I got a 37-pound buff.
So you got a little catching up to do here. Otherwise, you will be wearing a dress on the podcast.
Well, I'm still just not over the fact that you're taking advantage of me, because when we made that bet, I was under the assumption that we both had to be on the boat when it happened.
Not true.
That would only be fair.
Nope.
That's just what I thought it was.
That was never spoken of. That was never mentioned. That was never part of the deal. No.
I would never cheat like that to you to make
That is
myself
not
win
cheating.
a bet.
Hey, I can't. You had a green light to come along with us that night. We asked you 3 times if you can't go bow fishing, doesn't mean I can't go bow fishing.
No, that's very true.
I can go whenever I want.
I had to be at work at 5 o'clock the next morning. It was a middle of the week deal. I could have gone, but I had some things I had to get done here, so I just elected not to go.
What time was I at work?
The only reason you showed up at 5 o'clock is because I told you wouldn't show up at 5 o'clock.
No.
But you were here at 5 o'clock. I pulled into the parking lot that day, backed in, as I always do, and Matt flies down the parking lot, parks 3 inches from my truck, and honk! Honks the horn. It was pre-coffee, Derek, so I was like, just go park. What do you got to brag for? This is ridiculous.
We had a really good time, though, Maverick and I. We running around in his dual mud motors, pretty slick.
Like it was pretty slick, yeah.
We shot a bunch of buffs, and we shot some commons there, and we were back at the boat landing. I was driving out of the boat landing at 10:30, heading back home with 4 barrels of fish and of course, my 37-pound buff. We got it all weighed. We got it all on video.
Yeah.
We got everything done that we needed to get
it was
done.
legit. I'll give it to you. Yep. I'll give it to you. I'm going to make a bold statement.
Oh.
I'm going to do something bold that's probably going to bite me a little bit here, but I'm going to do it because episode 100.
Do it.
It's time to do it.
Do it.
So NBA playoffs are on right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they're on TNT. Who's the halftime show for TNT? Who does all the commentary during the halftime and end of the game? It's the TNT crew. Yeah. Ernie, Shaq, Charles, Kenny. And what does Charles Barkley always do? It's a guarantee. Well, right now, I'm going to make a guarantee that I will beat the 37-pounder. You might beat whatever I shoot over, but I'm making a guarantee that I will shoot a buff this year bigger than 37.
You got the spawn to shoot yet. Of course you should beat the 37.
I'm taking what the fish can give me. That's all I'm doing here.
Oh, my goodness. Guarantee. And the buffs aren't even spawning yet. Mine was flat and flimsy.
Moment of silence here, Matt.
Yeah.
For Damian Lillard. That just ripped my heart out,
yeah.
man. That is so tough. That is so tough. And also, we're about to witness a 3-1 comeback in the Lakers-Timberwolves series. So everyone,
LeBronski is going down. The greatest flopper of all time is going down.
One thing you cannot deny is that LeBron saves his best performance for when it matters the most.
You mean his performances when he's rolling on the ground
Matt, don't even
itching his head for blood that's coming out?
Rudy Gobert elbowed him. He's lucky he's even conscious right now. Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord.
The greatest flopper of all time.
Okay.
You never see Michael Jordan do none of that stuff.
I'm sure I could. It's because they didn't have freaking video cameras to film the games back then. That's the only reason we can't find it.
Oh, my goodness.
But another cool thing here, Matt, for episode 100.
Yeah.
And we thought of this idea probably a month ago. We're like, man, that would be really cool.
Right.
For episode 100, we're going to introduce all the employees that work here at AMS/Megamouth Bowfishing.
Right.
We're a small family-run company, as you guys will see. And we're proud of what we do. We all get along. We're like one big extended family. It's fantastic. We had someone came into the shop yesterday, and they bought some things. And I was on the phone when they arrived. I had to open the door for them. She came in. We did what we needed to do. I was able to. The phone call ended. The phone call rang again. So it's all there's not. It's all. We're all doing multiple things here. We're all jacks of all kinds of different trades here. Whatever needs to get done, we get it done. So I think that's going to be very cool to have everyone on.
It will be. And Derek, you were saying that we're a small family knit group here.
Yep.
All of us get along wonderful here.
Yep.
One thing that is very impressive to me, Derek, is the years that everybody has been employed here.
Yeah.
For example, Stephanie, she's at 4 years.
Yeah. And she's the shortest tenure of someone who has worked here. That's crazy.
And you look at Alyssa Bender, 10 years.
Yep.
Nate Miller, 11 years.
Yep.
Wendy Spaeth, 11 years. Bob Giswold, 14 years. Corey Tobin, 14 years. Derek, you've been here 10 years.
Yep.
And I'm the old gray-haired fart.
18 years. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's very cool.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, out of the University of Marshfield, The only thing he can't fix is the lack of hair on top of his head. Corey, Mr. Fix-It, Tobin! All right, guys, we've got Corey Tobin. You just heard the intro here. Machining specialist here at AMS. He's always back there on the old Hanwha lathes, making all kinds of parts, tips, points, everything you can think of. Corey's doing it all. Tobes, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
If I was any better, I'd be either one of you.
Okay, he always has the jokes.
Yep, there you go.
Loaded up.
I skipped the whole way up here. I felt like the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. I was coming up to see the Wizards of AMS and Mega Boat.
Okay,
You didn't pop a hip coming up the stairs, did you?
No, not quite.
I was going to say, I would pay to see you skip. I can't even imagine you
They saw
skipping.
me doing that the whole way here.
Okay, all right.
So Tobes, that's what we call Corey here. Is Tobes.
Yeah, Tobin,
Yep.
Tobes.
What do you do here at AMS and Mega Bowfishing?
And you've been here for 14 years
14
now,
years.
too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah, so what's the day-to-day look like?
We come in and get the machines going.
Yep.
There's days where we have to change parts, set up machines. Sometimes there's maintenance that has to be done.
Yep.
Changing motors, whatever needs to be done with the lathes. So try to take care of that as much as I can without having to have somebody come in and take care of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
One thing that I always notice when you're back there machining all kinds of parts, the gears, the points, the transmissions, everything, I always think it's really cool when I go back there and you have a clipboard and you're checking parts all throughout the day. And you got all your little tiny, with the caliper and your measurements and everything and making sure that everything is correct. That's a lot to keep track of and to make sure that those parts are running smoothly.
Yep, and it all depends on, cycle time. Sometimes some parts you have to check every 15 minutes to a half hour. Other parts you can go an hour because it takes a long time.
Yeah.
I think our longest part running is a little over 3 minutes.
Okay. Wow.
That's pretty quick.
That is. It doesn't sound like a long time, but that is a pretty lengthy process for a part to make, especially with all the tools that are in that machine.
Yeah.
But the quickest one is 12 seconds.
Wow. Holy cow. And what part is that?
That's the rollers for our tidal wave rest.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Nice.
Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool. And those tolerances, too, that you're constantly checking,
Right.
those are they're such tight tolerances, too.
Anywhere from 2,000ths to 10,000ths of an inch.
Wow.
That's a sheet of paper.
Yeah, right.
That's a sheet of paper.
Right. Yep.
And less. I mean, man, that's
the quality
crazy.
insurance is there.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So, Tobes, let me ask you this. What's your favorite part? You've been here for 14 years. What's your favorite part in general of working at AMS Bowfishing?
Other than taking you to school shooting three-pointers.
Okay. We need to dive into this. Every day at 10 o'clock break, Tobes and I go back there and shoot threes. We have a little competition. I am currently losing right now on the leaderboard.
All right, attaboy, Tobes.
What do you mean? I light you up like a grand finale of the 4th of July fireworks.
Okay.
Come on.
I was not expecting this.
Sounds like Michael and LeBron playing. Michael's way ahead of you.
Okay. All right. That's good, though, Tobes. That's good stuff. Okay. Other than that.
Just working with you guys and, Jeff and Cindy treat everybody here so great.
Yeah.
And the flexibility. Family always comes first here. And that's hard to find nowadays.
That's awesome.
That's a company. So
yeah,
that would probably be, the best part of working here.
Sure.
That's a great response.
It's just like a family.
Yeah. Yeah. One big extended family for sure.
Right.
Yep.
All right, Tobes, before you leave, any favorite stories throughout the years working here?
Yeah, I got a few, but the one that sticks out to me is when it was myself, you, and Tim and Sawyer.
Yeah.
Went down to Gunnersville.
Oh boy.
And we were getting ready to back the boat up into the water, and you had a tummy gurgle.
The old tummy gurgle, the bubble gun.
And you said, "Nope, we gotta go." Thank God there was a gas station just down the road.
Wow.
So and he just made it. And as I'm in there waiting for Matt, the gentleman behind the counter broke out, and I don't know what it was, if it was prayer or he just started singing. I don't know if he
How did it go?
I don't know if, what's that?
How did it go?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if he was praying for his plumbing or if he was praying for me.
Wow, that's nice of him at least.
I'll never forget that.
So
I've never seen Matt stone cold, like, we got to go.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
no.
It was like right now.
We were doing the teepee shuffle heading into the restaurant.
Probably could
or
have beat
gas
Carl
station.
Lewis in the 100-yard dash.
Oh, my gosh. You were going.
Yeah. My eyes were colored.
So it was like the boat backing down the ramp, and then it's like, no.
We spent like 35 minutes getting it all set up with the lighting.
Yep.
And all that stuff. Filming platform and all that stuff.
And then we were just about ready to back it in, and then
yeah.
he's like, nope, we got to go.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. All right.
That by far is, I mean, there's a few other ones, but that one sticks in my head.
That's right. I forgot about that. The old Gunnersville bubble gut.
Yep.
It's pretty good. Bubblegut always finds its way into the
does.
podcast,
It does.
no matter what. No matter what.
Yepper.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah,
Tobes.
Congratulations on the 100th.
Oh, yeah. Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good for you guys.
Good deal. Well, we're going to let Tobes get back down on the machines. And
Yeah, going to do some manual labor.
all right. Thanks for stopping by,
Yeah,
Tobes.
thanks
All right,
for
you guys
taking a
have a
break.
good one.
You bet.
You as well. Thanks, Chief.
You bet.
And now, straight out of the University of Green Valley, he now rocks a mustache that rivals Sam Elliott. Nathan Nate Dog Miller. You guys just heard the intro. We've got Nathan Miller sitting with us today. Thank you for joining us, Nate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we very much appreciate it.
That's right.
You've
That's right.
been here now, let's see here, 11 years.
Yeah, it'll be 12 full years in December of this year.
That's
So,
awesome.
12 full.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Round of
Got
applause
10
for old Nate
got
Dog
10,
there.
10 plus club, so yeah,
Yep.
very cool.
That's
great.
awesome. That's awesome.
great.
First thing here, Nate, what does your day-to-day look like here at AMS?
I'm pretty much like a true production guy. A lot of assembly, like normal, like today. Packaging mega mouth reels. I'm making some arrows right now. Punching bottles, and just kind of everything that goes into all our products. I have a hand in that. Or,
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
kind of my main title. And
Pretty
kind of
much anything that anybody's used in the last 10 years.
I was just going to say,
arrows, retrievers, megamoth reels, tidal wave rest, combo kits, watermark kits, bow kits.
Yeah.
Nate's probably had his hands on it.
He's got
Yeah.
fingerprints on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to most stores, you see product on a shelf, and it's like, yeah, I might have been part of my job that day or whatever.
right.
I always like that.
Yeah.
That's cool when you
Yeah.
walk into a place, you're like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
our
do.
stuff.
Yep, you bet. Yeah, it gives you a lot of pride when you see something on a shelf and you say, yeah, I did that. Or
Right.
whatever, and, you know, that the public can see too.
Yep.
So it's very cool about our industry and our
Yep.
business here too, especially in Stratford, a small town that sells stuff worldwide.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Honestly, not
How
only-
cool is that?
Yeah, not only United States but across the globe. So
Yeah.
which is very awesome. So,
I always get asked at shows, we're at these different booths with 300-400 other manufacturers for one of these buying group shows or something, and they'll ask me, they'll go, how many people work at AMS?
Yeah.
And I always ask them, I said, how many do you think
Yeah.
work at AMS? I don't know, 75, 100? And I go, not including the owners, it's 8 of us.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
8 people.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get a lot of stuff turned out for the amount of people we have, which
Yeah.
is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Nate, do you have any favorite memories in those going to be coming up to 12 years here? Any favorite memories that you have working down in the production or anywhere around here?
Actually, I was just kind of thinking that this morning with our Big 20 tournament coming up next month.
Yep.
One of, I guess, the memory that stands out to me is I think it was the first year we had the tournament back in Marshfield at the fairgrounds.
Sure. Yep.
And I think it must have been a record-setting year because I think we had over 100,000 pounds
Yes, we
of
did.
registered fish,
Mhm.
and that's not counting what people called out.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how many dumpsters?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, and it was a big 30 back then.
Right. There was a lot of
now
fish
that's
coming
what-
through.
Yeah. So it was just like such an amazing year where everybody that came back had fish.
Right.
And then some.
Yeah.
Right.
Where, some tournaments you have, well, we got skunk today. We got
Yep.
like a Big 20. Well, we got 10 fish,
Right.
But that year seemed like everybody that came back
Yeah.
was maxed out, which was absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Wow.
That was a lot of work for you guys, lifting all them brute barrels all the time.
It was. And
That was
it
a lot of lifting.
Yes, it was. It was a different how we changed our process since then too. But yeah, it was. Now we have it where trailers, even with the boat back then, it was the boat pulled in. We were
Right.
ground level,
Right.
so they would hand the fish over to you
Yeah.
and kind of put them in a barrel.
Right.
And then we didn't have. We were still kind of learning, but then we had to take the fish and put them in barrel. and hand them back up into the boat.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have skid steers or a way to
Sure.
handle the fish that way,
Yeah.
or being the first year there. And it's
God forbid it was a pontoon or a high deck
Oh,
boat.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was. We were beat at the end of that day. It was a lot of work, but it was really cool. It was
That's
to
great.
see how everything turned out and how efficiently and how everything actually since that day, how it's progressed, how you guys have
Right.
put the tournament together, and
Yep.
how everybody comments on how well it's run and how efficient and stuff like that. So it's come on. Every year you try to improve on it.
That's
Yeah.
cool. You enjoy the
Yeah,
Big
that's
20
awesome.
tournament.
But that year was just unreal.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget that. Just the amount of fish that came through that day was like, I don't remember how long. What did we? It was past noon or 1 o'clock.
Oh,
by the time
wow.
we were done
Okay.
weighing in, and it
Yeah.
was just like everybody was just loaded.
Yep.
So that was just a memory of mine.
That's
that,
right.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
So
That's what changed it from the Big 30 to the Big 20.
Yep.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Nate. Just overall, what's your favorite aspect of working at AMS? That was a moment that you had, that Big 20, that's really cool. But just overall aspect of, the day-to-day, what's your favorite aspect of working?
Actually, like my day to day, there's something different every day. You come to work and you're like, today, I might be building arrows, I might be building reels, or we might be working on outside on something. You might,
Sure.
if it's wintertime, you might plow snow, or just every day is
Might be
different.
planting trees.
Planting trees. Yeah, every day is different. You're just not sure what to kind of expect,
Yeah.
whatever, and it just sometimes orders dictate how your day is going to
Right.
go too.
Right.
Just the way the industry is, or with ordering stuff is. Sometimes a company will call and say, hey, we need this by Thursday. Well, what you were planning to do when you left the night before changed up a lot by the time you came into work next
That's
day,
right.
because all of a sudden you're like, oh, geez, we're getting slammed with, this company wants X amount of reels. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
some things that just kind of throw you for a loop, but
Right.
which is cool. I mean, that's kind of keeps you
Yep.
sharp, but you don't fall into the doldrums of
Yeah.
the everyday, like
Doing the same thing over and over,
Over and over
tedious
and over,
work.
right.
Yep.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, Nate, thank you for joining us up here on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast. Coming up on 12 years. That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
dude.
Thank you.
we all appreciate everything you do here at AMS, and so do all the people that use our products.
I want to say congrats to you guys too for your 100th episode. That is
Nathan.
pretty fantastic.
Well, thanks, man. We appreciate that.
It takes a lot of work. A lot of people don't see the behind the scenes, what it takes to do all this, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, and you guys are very passionate about it. And so 100 episodes, you should be very proud of that.
Thanks,
Well,
buddy.
thanks,
That
Nate.
is-
I appreciate that.
That's pretty
Yep.
fantastic.
Thanks, buddy.
Congrats to you guys.
Awesome.
Nate Miller, everybody.
Yes.
Nate Miller.
Yep.
Yay. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
And now, out of the University of Rosellville, fresh off a successful turkey hunt this past weekend, Bob, the shop encyclopedia, Gisvold! All right, we've got Bob Gisvold joining us. Bobber, thank you for joining us today on episode 100. Fantastic. Bob, you've been here for 14 years.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Round of applause for old Bobber.
Bobber. That's his nickname here, everybody. Bobber.
Yep.
Yep.
Bobber. So, Bob, give everyone a little bit of an insight. What does your day-to-day look like when you punch in at AMS here at 5 in the morning? What does your day look like?
Well, I just go hit the ground running, basically.
There you go.
I'm a make stuff happen kind of person. We got every day there's something different. We got to get things done. So I'm always going forward, make sure everything's taken care of and we're getting orders filled and jobs done, and just a really motivated person. That's who I am.
Checking
Yeah.
stuff off the list.
Yep.
100%. And you do the receiving aspect of
Yes.
things
Yes.
too.
Yep.
Run into All Metal to grab stuff when All
Yep.
Metal's got some parts ready for us.
So I'm back up on scheduling jobs, and otherwise I'm production wherever I go and wherever I'm needed.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
awesome. That's awesome. Bob, what do you like about working here at AMS Bowfishing? You've been here 14 years. There's a reason for that.
Yeah, you must like it a little bit.
You must like it a little
Yeah.
bit. But, why do you, what are some of the things that you enjoy
Sure.
about working here at AMS?
Well, I
and
got to
Mega
say,
Mouth?
from my humble beginnings here, come a long way. What I like is how things have evolved here. I mean, we just keep progressing, and Jeff and Cindy are not owners to rest on their laurels.
Yep.
I mean, we got to keep up with things out there in the bow fishing industry, and We got a great crew here.
Yeah.
We all get along really well. We're all motivated. We got strong work ethics, and we're always dedicated to putting out the best products we possibly can.
Yeah,
on,
that's
Bobber.
awesome.
Yep,
That's
right
very
on.
well said. I think something too like the saying "adapt or die."
Yeah.
That's with
Yeah.
everything. You
Right.
can't. I mean, processes that you may have been fantastically efficient 5 years ago. Guess what? They got to get something's got to. It's
Yep.
always in a
Yep.
revolving door of new
Yep.
things that need to continue to happen to make sure that you're getting the best output.
Open
as
mind.
possible. Yeah.
Open mind.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Bobber, do you have an all-time favorite story or moment from your 14 years of working here?
Well, I thought about this, and I got to say, well, I don't have the full story on the one, but anyway, I think I have so many
Yeah.
that there are a lot of great memories, a lot of great laughs. So we just have a great time together, and
We do.
the more good than bad by far.
Yeah.
There's a lot of laughs out in the shop.
Oh,
and
God, yeah.
A lot of, we got the music playing out there, and there's
yeah.
times when all of a sudden everybody breaks into the song, everybody knows it, and you can hear it in the office, and everybody's just having a good old time out there. And then our Thursdays are our Fridays because we work 4 10-hour
Right,
days,
right.
and you can always tell when the clock's getting a little closer to that 3:30 on Thursdays because you can hear the radio getting louder.
Yep.
You can hear the people getting a little more excited, a little
Yep.
more vocal out there
Yep.
in the shop. But yeah, you're right, Bob. We all have a really good time together. We
Yep,
all
we
enjoy
do.
working
Yes.
with each other.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I know I got to say, a day does not go by where one of us isn't in having a good laugh over a
right.
joke or just giving each other a hard time.
Yep.
Yep.
Just a great place to work. Jeff and Cindy are great owners, bosses, whatever. But that's what's kept me here this long. I love coming here and love working with everybody, and I can't find a better place to
that's
work
awesome.
than here.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And I think that I think that's something that, all of us that have had such a long tenure here, that's not what other jobs are like.
I mean, you go to some places, it's like people are gone in weeks.
Yeah, and they hate their job,
Yeah.
and we don't have anyone here like that, and that's just really special.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate here. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Big time.
Get that right. Well, Bobber, thank you for coming up here and joining us on the Bowfishing Buzz
Well,
podcast.
thanks for having me.
You bet. We appreciate you stopping up to give us some intel of what you do here and some of your favorite moments and why you like working here. So
Sure.
back down to the production shop
Yep.
and back down to making a bunch of goodies for the people to be sticking fish with out in the water.
That's right. All right.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thanks, Bobber.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And now, out of the University of Stratford, she specializes in raising children who love to pick on yours truly. Stephanie Supermom Drexler! Thank you for joining us, Steph. We very much appreciate taking time out of your busy day.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Steph, you've been here for 4 years now. You've accomplished and done a lot
Yes,
in
you
those
have.
4 years. And that's very cool. What does, just for a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look, what does your day-to-day look like when you punch into work here at 5 in the morning? What does your day look like?
I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I work in the office. I'm helping cover for Alyssa now.
Yep, because she just had a baby. Baby. Yep.
And then do production. I help with shipping. I help with receiving. So I kind of just bounce wherever I'm needed.
Yeah. Jack of all trades.
And, you're giving people a lot of jobs in production as well.
Scheduling.
Scheduling
Yep.
people,
Yeah.
Looking at the sales orders,
Yep.
figuring what needs to go out on certain days, getting that stuff built up ahead of time so it's all ready to go on the pallets. You got a busy
Making
day.
the orders and getting them out.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And that's something too, like, people might think, oh, a bowfishing place all day long, they just make bows and arrows and reels. It's a very regimented thing of what we need to build, especially since we only have 8 people.
Right.
Like, we need to allocate our resources as efficiently as we possibly can, based off of orders. So there's a lot that goes into that scheduling aspect of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Steph, what do you enjoy about AMS Bowfishing? What keeps you coming back and punching in and sticking around and stuff like that? What do you like about AMS and Megamouth?
We have a great crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great people. We have fun. We get our work done. It makes the day go faster.
Yeah.
We stay busy, but then we're able to have fun with it.
Right.
And it just makes the day enjoyable.
Yes, 100%.
for sure, for
One
sure.
big 10-person extended family is kind of how I
really
look
is.
at it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's very
Pretty
cool.
much.
Steph, in all time. Now, we actually, your family is also going to be included in this podcast. We'll just let that play when it does. I won't even touch on that.
Why?
But you have both your daughter, Kayla, your son, Garrett, have both worked here. Summer help. Garrett has done a lot of different things for us. They're both great in front of the camera. They've been associated with AMS. Do you have an all-time favorite moment or story since you've been here at AMS?
Probably right after I started.
Okay.
Went on a trip with Matt and the Into the Outdoors crew, and we went to Green Bay and got it right at the peak of the spawn, and it was just amazing watching the kids shoot, and it was mostly focused on the kids, and it was just cool to watch them interact, to see them do their thing with the camera, and it was really neat.
Yeah.
So, but it was something that I've never experienced before.
Right.
Just the spawn, and I was just in awe.
Yeah. It's like a perfect combination of, one, experiencing the spawn, and then two, like having your kids do it. Like that's got to be such a proud moment watching that.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we realized too that Garrett kind of has this knack in front of the camera. That it's like, all right, this is pretty cool.
It's
he's
really
good at
cool
that.
because you get kids in front of you. You have a kid on a boat, in a tree, in a backyard, wherever. Somebody that they have no idea, they don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
Boom.
Here you go, buddy.
Sticks the camera right in your face.
Yeah.
What just happened? Tell me what's going on. I just shot a fish. Was that a lot of fun? Yeah.
It's really fun.
Not Garrett.
Then you got Garrett.
Then you got Garrett.
Yeah, we were coming around this bend here. We saw some splash, and so Matt took us over there. We're like, oh my God, this kid's got potential.
It was a neat experience. And to get those kids into that atmosphere, and I know a couple of times you probably didn't realize it, but you were in the back of the boat. The kids were up in the front of the boat. Cameras were on them and stuff. And I was sitting on the side, and I just happened to look back at you, and you were sitting back there watching when you had a big old smile on your face. And
it is. It's so cool to see it.
Yeah.
Hardest part of that trip was probably trying to get Garrett to quit shooting fish because we didn't have a lot of room on the boat.
Yeah.
So he was limited. And Matt, can I shoot that one? Can I shoot that one? No, I just want to shoot him.
I still ask him that to this day. No, it's too small. No, don't shoot it.
Well, you're still learning too, Derek.
I am, 100%.
Yeah, he is.
100%.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
all right. One day, you'll get it.
Maybe. Maybe. And just to clarify, that Into the Outdoors, that is a local, that aired on our local TV stations, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And it still will air. Like,
I hear people talk.
randomly get
Yes.
people like, oh, we saw you on TV this
Right.
weekend. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool.
And, this is something that, like, a lot of times when we go out and film, we just run the cameras. We'll talk a little bit here and there and go back to talking and go back, mainly shooting and stuff and doing B-rolls and stuff like that. They ask the kids a lot of questions, a lot.
And it was pretty impressive to see how much they actually knew
about it.
Right.
Before going into it. I knew they were familiar with it.
Right.
But they were very knowledgeable with
Yes.
things. And
Yeah, that's cool.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience that.
Yeah, that's an awesome moment. That's very cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, Steph, we're going to let you get back down to the shop.
Perfect.
You probably got to get some people on some job duties for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we just want to thank you for coming up here, joining us on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast. We appreciate you stopping up here, and now back to work, I guess.
Yeah, it's good time. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was
Stephanie.
great.
Yep, thank you.
And now, she's unable to join us because she just gave birth to her second future Bowfisher. She just had her second baby, people. Out of the University of Colby, Alyssa Toodles Bender. Now, last but certainly not least, another alumni out of Stratford University. She's my choice to be at my side if there was ever a zombie apocalypse. Wendy, the Gator Gladiator, Spaith! Wendy Spaith joining us, which lots of you guys have probably talked to Wendy.
Absolutely,
So that's
they
very
have.
cool. She's the voice of AMS and Megamouth. 100%. Wendy, thank you for joining us today, taking some time out of your day.
Having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Wendy, you've been here 11 years.
Nice.
That's really cool. That's fantastic. When you punch in the morning, what does your day-to-day look like here? A typical day at AMS.
Well, I guess the first thing I do is check out orders. Ones that aren't entered, we get them entered. We get them in the system. We answer customer service emails. If the phone rings, I do a lot of phone answering. I help in shipping now and then. Once in a while, I even help in production.
Yep.
Packaging seems to be my strong suit, so
Yeah.
that's what I try to do most. Answer emails, enter orders, invoice orders, enter bills.
A little bit of everything,
Little
honestly.
bit of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Get the mail, put the flag up and down.
Yep. Answer the dinger when somebody
Answer
dings the dinger.
dinger. Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
You know,
that's cool.
and so much of this all starts in the office.
100%.
By Wendy here.
Yeah.
You know, with the orders. And that follows through with the rest of the production crews out there.
Right.
The shipping crews. You're also, you know, scheduling trucks and all that stuff.
Right.
And
We do a little of that too.
Yep. Because everything has to be at a certain area at a certain time. So you're kind of like keeping this whole thing flowing. And like
Right.
Derek said, if you've ever called AMS in the last, how long you been here, 11 years, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have talked to Wendy.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And you think I'm joking when I say this, but you can back me up on this. We'll be at a trade show somewhere, whether it's a buying group show, the ATA show, whatever it might be. Someone stops by the booth and they ask us, "Hey, is Wendy here?" No, she's not. Oh. Okay. You can see them there. They build a relationship with you. You have great rapport with them. And they're like, oh, man, I wanted to meet her. That happens yearly. 100% that happens.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's great, but I don't know. Sometimes I think you exaggerate a little.
No,
bit,
No, that is true. That is true.
Totally true.
Yeah.
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Our noses aren't getting any longer.
Yeah, not yet.
Yep. So, Wendy, 11 years, like we said, what's your favorite part of working at AMS Bowfishing?
I think my AMS family, I feel like we're very close. I feel like we really click together. We get the stuff we need to get done. We have a good personal relationship. We kind of know a little bit about each other's lives and try to do some things off here and there outside of work also, which is kind of fun.
Yep.
And then I think it's also, the other customers. I enjoy talking about bow fishing with people, hearing stories, just building rapport with different customers. I feel like I have, a few of them that, I know when they call, I know them by name.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
That's cool.
And what a great thing to talk about, work around. People love the sport.
Yeah.
And so most of them are happy and they can't wait to get their next arrow or their next bow in the water.
Yep.
That's a good point. We're like bow fishing, like hunting and fishing, typically a hobby that people search out and want to do.
Right.
It's not like we're a water softener company where people are calling us out of necessity. They'll be calling us out of hopefully something that they'll be able to go and enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Point. Yep.
And you Wendy, you're talking about the kind of the family stuff when we do stuff outside the shop here and the building and stuff. Is you and I and your husband Keith and my wife Julia, we're going camping this weekend.
Yep.
Down by the Mississippi River, and we're going to go to some races, so we all get along very well. Yeah. We invited Derek along, but he
Yeah,
didn't
no,
want to come
you
along.
didn't. I was just going to say, wow, sick invite.
We were second fiddle, I guess. We didn't get it.
Yeah, yep, right.
And unfortunately, Alyssa's not up. We she's got a baby, her second baby and stuff, and you and Alyssa work in the office, and you two are very close to each other as well.
We are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And that's cool.
Yeah.
And when Alyssa's gone, I found out I have a lot more work to do.
Yes, right.
So,
Yes.
but we're figuring it out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wendy, any favorite memories that kind of pop up when we talk about memories? Like we said, 11 years, a lot of stuff has happened here, a lot of stuff is going on here. Anything pops in your head as far as your favorite memory or one that sticks out?
Well, there was a lot of firsts and a lot of fun firsts. Of course, I think of the big 20s. I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I think of the ATA show the first year. I think I'd been here 3 days. And they sent me to the ATA show. And I have no clue. I sat and I listened. I mean, my husband had bowfished.
Sure.
But I didn't really know much about it. I'm not a big outdoors person, like outdoors sports person.
Sure.
I love being outside, but
Yep.
so I had a lot to learn, and they threw me right in, and I think I did pretty good. But besides just the firsts and the learning, I did have the opportunity a couple of years to go on a gator hunt to Florida, and I think that probably will be in my mind the rest of my life because it's probably something, number one, I never expected I'd do, and number two, it's just a hard memory to forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the excitement, the stress, it's a little bit scary even,
Yep.
Those are some crazy animals and, and you're close to them. You really are. You're not far away from them at all. And,
Right.
But that was very cool. And I was very happy to have that. I look back now and I think, if I could only do it again, I'd do everything a little different. God, maybe someday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the alligator hunt that you're talking about is going to be on Carbon TV this fall.
Yep. Make
so
sure
you
to tune
can
in.
check that out.
See
You
when
and
he shoot a
Alyssa
gator.
both get out there gator hunting. So that's pretty cool.
I always think you've gone on a gator hunt, Wendy. You had a successful gator hunt. For the rest of your life, if you're ever at a party, a family gathering, and cousin Sally comes up and she goes, "Oh, Wendy, how are you?" And you're like, "Oh, yeah, good. How are you?" And she's like, "Oh, we just got new cabinets in the kitchen. It's been really fun. How about you? How have you been?" You can literally say, "I've been good. I shot an alligator." Boom, you win every time.
The drop has just hit the table.
Yes, the cabinets don't mean anything anymore.
No.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's so
one,
cool.
And I could imagine the look on their face, like, what?
Yes, that's awesome.
That is great.
That's very cool.
It was a great experience. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, Wendy, we're going to let you get back down into the office there. You might got some phone calls coming in, but thank you for coming up here, joining us on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast. It's a great thing for everybody to kind of get to know who's all working here, what everybody kind of does. It's
Absolutely.
kind of a cool thing. So thank you for joining us, Wendy.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
I think this was a great segment. We got to meet everybody. Everybody got to learn a little bit about the AMS crew here, so I think it was cool that we had everybody up here. What a cool little deal.
Boom.
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 Boom. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, Wendy.
Yes,
Thank you, guys.
And then we got to give a shout out to Cindy, the president here at AMS Bowfishing.
Yep.
Her husband, Jeff Brown, is a vice president. And we also need to give a huge shout out to Jack Lassie.
100%. The inventor.
Jack Lassie.
A pioneer of the sport.
Yes.
100%.
The man who invented the retriever back in the 70s, who produced them out of the all-metal stamping shop in Abbotsford, Wisconsin. Cindy taking it over. If that doesn't ring family to you,
Exactly. And let me just add on to this, Matt. In the world that we're living in now, there's some tariff things going on,
Yes.
overseas shipments.
Yep.
Guess what, guys? That doesn't affect us.
Right.
We're made in the U.S. We assemble it in the U.S. All of our stainless bar stock, we machine on Honolulu lathes that are literally right in the back.
Yeah.
Corey, who we're going to talk to later, that's what he does.
Right.
He runs those machines.
Right.
We assemble everything here. And that's just something that, especially in times like this, with what we're doing here,
Right.
it makes us very proud
Right.
to be able to say that. No shipping delays, no inventory issues. Everything's done right
Quality
here.
control.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we also made some changes to the AMS Boat.
This was I like doing this. This was very cool.
We switched out all of our lead acid batteries and replaced them with new lifetime lithium batteries. The thing that I like about it is, so we have a 36-volt trolling motor.
We do.
Which required 3 12-volt LED lead-acid batteries.
Yes.
And we were able to remove all those 3 batteries and put in one 36-volt, 50-amp-hour battery that weighed 33 pounds.
Yeah.
And eliminated all that, got those out of there.
And I think, Matt, not to interrupt, but I think all of the 12-volt lead acids that we pull out of there, I think they were each 52 pounds. So we went from 150 pounds of trolling motor batteries only down to 33 pounds on a battery that is smaller, lightweight, and it lasts 3 times as long, which is just insane.
Yep. And then we switched out a 12-volt. I put a 12-volt lithium in there that was so much smaller than the lead acid 12-volt that was in there.
Right.
Marine deep cycle.
Yep.
And that's, of course, all of our accessories run on that. Our LED lights, our interior lights, nav lights, bilge pump, everything runs on that.
Yeah.
The Garmin runs on that.
Yep.
And the cool thing about this, I really like.
I was wondering if you were going to touch on it, because if you weren't, I was going to.
Yeah, is the capability of connecting Bluetooth to these batteries here and seeing exactly where they're at in the middle of the night, right when you start, later on in the night, to see where they are as far as their charge goes and everything, if they're working properly.
And one thing I like about it, too, is that not only can you log into the app and click on the battery and see, oh, look, it's at 89% charge, it also gives you a readout of how much time is left before it goes dead based off of the voltage or whatever it's pulling at that moment.
Yep.
Like when we
the
flip
amperage and stuff.
When we flip on our deck lights, that time goes down right
Right.
away. So it's it reacts very quickly with whatever it's having to pull for power, which is that's huge.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a trip somewhere and you don't necessarily have charging capabilities easily accessible.
Right.
That's awesome. With that, Matt, the 4 batteries we're talking about, let's just call it 52 pounds for each of the 3 for the trolling motor. The other one was 48 pounds, and I don't know what the other one, the one that we replaced it with, let's call it 200 pounds that we eliminated out of the boat.
Right.
That's a large human.
Yeah, that's one person.
Yes, that we eliminated weight-wise.
Right.
That's crazy when you think of it that way.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And we
Very
got it all
nice.
mounted up on there. So nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just sexy. Now, Matt, there's also an addition to the boat that I am not seeing on our list here. Do you mind if I bring it up?
Go for it, Schmitty.
All right. So everyone here at the shop knows I have a slight addiction to Milwaukee tools. I love them.
This is not what I thought you were going to be talking about.
Oh, well, you're going to have to, I don't know what you thought I was going to say, but you'll have to bring that up next.
Oh, my God. This is not what I thought you were going to bring up. But yes, what you're going to say is pretty awesome.
So we bought it's a 4,500 lumen LED Milwaukee light.
Yeah.
All right. Runs on Milwaukee batteries. We have a Milwaukee water pump in the boat to clean the deck off when it gets dirty. So we've got a battery in the boat. It always works. The cool thing is it's got very strong magnets on the bottom.
Yeah.
We found some steel plates in the back that it magnetizes to ridiculously strong. Matt and I installed those steel plates in very specific places. One's on the center console of the boat. The other one is up underneath the filming platform.
Right.
So we have impeccable light now for backdrop filming to light us up when we're shooting, as well as taking pictures. Excuse me. That looks so much better. We got to use it this past week. It's like it looks like it's daytime out.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I like that.
The thing that I really like about it, Derek, is, in the past we used to run the generator.
Yes.
With the light, so we would have a light that we just plug into that for backlight.
Yep.
No more wires.
Nope. Nothing.
No more light bulbs.
Yep.
Stuff like that. We had a long light fixture that we would put up there.
Yep, it was foot powered. You had to hit a little clip with your foot.
Turn it on and off and stuff.
Yep.
This is so nice and small. You can snap it, turn it on. You can dim it down if it's too bright.
Yep.
It's great.
It's got 3 foldable panels, actually.
Yes.
3 separate lights. And like when you're done for the night and you got to make a run back to the boat ramp, you could probably leave it on the magnet. But then what we do is they fold in such a fashion that they fold so the lights fold in.
Right.
And there's just protective plastic casing on the outside. So it protects it from getting dinged up or broken. You don't want to break one of the LEDs on there. So it's been really cool. I really like putting that in there.
Very nice little addition. It doesn't sound like a lot.
I know. It sounds ridiculous, this little light, but
when we're filming and stuff for backlight at nighttime, it makes
huge.
a world of difference.
Yeah. I was so impressed by it. I actually went and bought one myself.
Yeah.
I have one now. I think they make a great deer tracking light.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah.
But that was not what I did.
Oh, yeah.
I did not think you were going that direction.
Okay. Let's hear it. I'm curious what this is going to be now.
I thought I can't remember what the heck you even call it. The black tote of justice.
The Matt and Derek's tote of justice.
Yeah, the tote
100%.
of justice.
Yes. We put a big plastic tote in there. Let me rephrase that. I put a big plastic tote in there that we now have room to store underneath the boat because we have done a bunch of battery swapping.
Right.
And we just put our backpacks, camera bags, everything in there. Otherwise, they're on the floor of the boat. They get wet. They get bloody. They get slimy. So, yeah, the tote of justice.
Tote of justice, another edition.
And I put a label on it, too. And
You did.
I love how when I initially brought it in, you're like, that thing's going to take too much space up. And now he refers to it as the tote of justice. It's growing on us. It's growing on him. 100%. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, sir. We took the boat out last Wednesday to check out those batteries and see how things were going. Schmitty, how'd that night go?
It was good. Everything that we wanted to kind of test worked out fantastic.
Yep.
We were able to check our battery voltage. Everything was good to go there. I think, what was it running at when we were done with the night?
73%.
73% when we were all done. We probably shot for 4 hours. Maybe we were out shooting. We shot a couple fish. Little commons were out.
Commons were out, and you got to give them some love once in a while.
Absolutely.
Not all big fish. And we did one of the on Facebook. We did one of the little tiny games again, where people could guess the weight of the heaviest fish that we shot that night.
The problem is the last time we did that game, Matt shot a 42.5 pounder. So this time, when we did it again, everyone's like 39, 47.
There were some 60s in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So as we're going along, we're like, oh boy. Oh boy, this one is going to be a little embarrassing to post this one. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think that fish ended up being 17 pounds, 17.4.
Yeah.
So somebody got that hat. That's very cool.
Don Gone Fishing won it.
Don Gone Fishing.
You know what he guessed 7 pounds.
And he got it.
And he got it because he didn't go over.
Everyone else was way over.
All the 250 other comments were over.
Yeah, that's what happens. Everyone gets used to you shooting big fish, and they just guess wickedly high weights.
Oh, that was funny.
Yep. You got to, Matt, when we were out, you got to try the painted arrow mounts.
Yes.
How did you?
We shot those. We got some good footage off of that.
Yeah.
Actually, I sent some of the footage over to Nate over at Painted Arrow.
Yep.
And he made a couple of reels of those already.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
It worked really slick. One thing that was cool, Derek, is one of the clips in there that he used was you didn't probably notice it, but I was recording and you were actually, I saw you draw on a fish, so I just turned my bow over like this here.
Okay.
You grabbed the riser and turned it over towards you, and I got your whole shot on there, cranking it in and everything like that there
nice.
too.
Yep. That's always cool. That POV of like when you draw back, you
Yes.
see your arrow. It's like it's sliding right next to the phone when it's recording.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty sweet.
One thing that I want to try to do next time is I'm gonna pull my zoom out a little bit more.
Okay, get a little bit.
I might
more.
have my zoom in just a little too much. I'm gonna pull that zoom out so I can get more of that what's going on, you know, for the viewer to see.
Yeah. How did you feel about the magnetic mount, Matt, with that strap? Did it feel secure?
Absolutely. I wasn't worried once of that thing falling. It was tight. And then when you go to take it off, you realize exactly how tight that is secured onto that bracket.
Yep. No worry about dropping the phone in the lake then.
No.
Good.
No,
Good.
no. It worked out really slick.
Yeah.
It worked out really slick.
To end that night, Matt, this may have been the thickest I've ever seen it.
Oh,
but
my
holy
goodness,
How
yes.
did the fog roll in? That was
Holy cow.
insane.
We come out of the bay that we had worked for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was like, we were going to go to a different spot.
Yep.
And all of a sudden we come out of that bay and it was just like, boom, we were like an airplane in clouds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like a wall of 10 feet high.
Right. It was like, and then like as the boat's going forward, we were like parting the seas.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. Little bit like, oh, we can't see.
Yep.
We knew the body of water good enough. GPS, you're good to go. But it was like, holy cow, this is thick stuff.
Yeah. But how cool was that when we went underneath the trestle?
Oh yeah.
That fog.
Yep.
Nighttime fog, and all of a sudden, here comes a train.
I know that was
trestle
cool
with all that fog and the water.
You just see lights of the train going through that loud noise.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty slick.
That was really cool.
That was pretty slick.
One thing, Derek, that's kind of cool is the Bowfishing Association of Michigan.
Oh, bam.
Yep. They have a podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They talk about their tournaments, kind of what's going on with the organization.
Sure.
They had a little discussion of their whole yearly meeting that they have before the season starts.
Nice.
The next couple of podcasts, we're discussing their recent tournaments that they had over there in Michigan. So if you're ever looking for more bow fishing content, check out BAM, Bowfishing Association of Michigan, has a little podcast going over there. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's very cool. I'm guessing that has been recently started within the last year or so, or
they're already up to like 22 episodes.
They are, so it's been going for a while. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. That's very cool. They always say like the hardest episodes to record is like 1 through 5, but once you get on a schedule and keep going,
Right, so they're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Matt, there's a WBA Pete and Well Castle Rock tournament coming up this Saturday,
Yes,
I believe.
May 3rd.
Yeah. It is officially tournament season.
Yes.
That is all kicked off.
Yep.
And
This will be the second one on their tournament trail.
yeah, yep, very cool. That's awesome. And I don't want to knock on wood.
Yeah.
We have Jana Waller, Skullbound Chronicles, Jules McQueen coming down. When you said in the meeting this morning, Matt, that they're coming down next week, I'm like, Matt's not looking at his schedule, correct? That's not next week. Open up my phone. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Next week is the first week of May.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah.
But the weather forecast looks divine.
Mwah, looks
Oh,
beautiful.
God. Like
Beautiful.
one day was 80,
Yeah.
mid 70s, and no rain.
Yeah.
So, holy cow.
Yeah.
It's far away yet. We know weather can change, but wow, does the weather look really nice next
Great.
week.
Yep.
So,
Should be fun. And,
Yeah.
and a lot of you that don't know, Jana Waller is the host of Skullbound Chronicles.
Yep.
She's got a wonderful TV show out there on Carbon TV. She does some amazing hunts. She does some amazing hunts for wounded warriors, stuff like that, on elk hunts and stuff. She does a lot of cool stuff like that. her cinematography is always top notch. It's beautiful.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to pick up our game when they come here when we got to film them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. One thing about Janet too, not only is she's an amazing host, an amazing ambassador for the outdoors, she's just a great overall person.
Absolutely.
Too,
she's from Wisconsin, so what do you expect?
Yeah, she's from. She's her roots are in Wisconsin, so she's a Wisconsinite just like us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's a great person. I'm looking very forward to having her and Jules down. We ought to be able to go out and shoot some fish, get some good footage.
Some fish. Yeah, and Julie McQueen is the president of Carbon TV,
where you're possibly listening to this right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We took Julie McQueen Stingray bowfishing a couple years back.
Yes.
And we had a great time. We fried up that stingray. We ate it there and had just a really enjoyed bowfishing. A lot of laughs, a lot of great times. So I'm expecting, I'm looking forward to them getting up here and having Julie chase some fish now.
Right.
So it should be a good time.
So last time you guys went down there to those stingrays, Corey made you guys those amazing-looking stingray nachos. Is that correct? Was that trip?
Yes.
Well, maybe we should treat Jen and Jules to some common carp nachos.
I was thinking buffalo nachos.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That would probably taste better.
Yeah.
Shoot a small little buff, get them on ice.
That is our plan. We plan to flay a buff up and deep fry it and try it and eat it up. And I know we did that in a couple past episodes that are going to be coming up here.
Yeah.
But we're going to try that again with them and try it and see how they like it.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Yep.
Now, Derek, you mentioned Landon Conley is going to be on here in just a little bit here. He's the Youth Bowfisher of 2024 for the BAA. And I just kind of wanted to run through some of his records here. And some of these records are he's duplicated throughout the season last year, where he beat his own record.
Year. You might want to take a drink of water and clear your throat before you run.
Okay. Channel Catfish, Kentucky. Silver Carp, Indiana. Big Head Carp, Indiana. Quillback Carpsucker, Indiana. Big Mouth Buffalo, Indiana. Grass Carp, Illinois. Silver Carp, Illinois. Gizzard Shad, Kentucky. Smallmouth Buffalo, Indiana. Flathead Catfish, Kentucky. Grass Carp, Kentucky. Smallmouth Buffalo, Kentucky. Moonite, Kentucky. Freshwater Drum, Kentucky. Smallmouth Buffalo, Illinois. Longnose Gar, Illinois. Spotted Sucker, Kentucky. Grass Carp, Kentucky.
That's crazy.
And like I said, he beat some of those records throughout the season last year.
So. Right. His own records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these a lot of these are youth records. Some of them are even adult records out there.
Yep. It's kind of like LeBron setting all these records, and then he goes and beats his own record. You know, that's kind of what I think of.
Jeez.
But, okay, one real note. One thing about Landon here that is very impressive to me. Okay, he's got all these records, all right?
Yeah.
They're not just all in his home state.
Right.
He's bouncing all over the place shooting these fish. You know, that's dedication.
Right.
That's very cool for him to be the age that he is and broadening his horizons, shooting surrounding states, different species. That's very admirable of a young kid like that. That's very cool.
Right. And his dad, Dustin Conley, a.k.a. Bowfisher, is very proud. He's very proud of Dustin's accomplishments, and which he should be.
Absolutely.
And that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's awesome. So the other night, Schmitty, when you and I were coming back from bow fishing on Wednesday night, we're randomly scanning through the channels, and we hear a song come on the radio station.
First off, were we on our way back or our way down when we heard it?
We're on our way back.
We're on our way back.
Coming back.
Could you please tell everyone who was not asleep?
Derek has finally grown up. You guys, Derek has finally grown up because he is not sleeping anymore on the way back home after a night of bowfishing.
It only took 27 years, boys and girls.
I tell you what, man, we'd be down in Kentucky. We'd be shooting tournaments. We'd be coming back from places here in Wisconsin. Literally, by the time we were pulling out of the boat launch onto the main drag, he's catching flies in the back there, zonked out. I'm driving by myself, slapping my face, trying to keep myself awake. He's zonked out. But now he's staying awake.
Yes, absolutely.
He has jumped a step in the bowfishing career.
Yes, I have. I'm growing up. I'm not a little kid anymore. I think sometimes those. I think we could put a camera in the truck and just record us talking on the way home, because when I get tired, I say some wild stuff.
Yeah.
Just whatever I can say to keep myself going. It gets wild. But anyway, Matt, you were talking about what did we hear?
We heard a song by the Roche River Rats.
Oh my gosh. That's incredibly creative.
So we saved it here.
Okay, all right, we're going to play it for everybody.
We're going to play it for everybody.
Okay.
I hope this is it right here.
So what's the name of the song, Matt? Do you know the name of it or no?
It's called Dirt Donkey.
Dirt Donkey, like the nickname for Big Carp.
Big Carp.
Okay,
Dirt
I gotcha.
Donkey. Yeah.
Dirt Donkey. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
There's too many buttons on this damn thing.
here. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ooh, I kind of like
Isn't
that.
that beat?
Coming at you live from the Roche Creek, Central Wisconsin backwater slough.
This sounds strangely familiar.
Of the Dirt Donkey.
Ooh, that's a good beat.
Dirt Donkey, I've been told, grow real big, grow real old. Dirt Donkey in my dreams, swimming away from me all night. Dirt Donkey, let me lock you down with my anchor QT. Dirt Donkey on my mind, thinking of you all the time. 1, 2, 3. One day you'll be mine, chilling out, heading down the river. Oh, great, Schmitty just had a piece shiver. Shoot a few, take a two, kick it with my honky. Gonna fill the barrel with some old dirt donkey. Bowfishing life can't get much better. It's time to buckle down, cause I'm a go-getter. Hand on my bow, fingers on the string. It's time to let my arrow and my QT sing. That back slew's looking pretty good. Dirt donkey gonna be hiding in the wood. Moon shining down, light shining out. My eyes scan the water, then I hear a shout. Big fish, all Schmitty can heart. And just like that, come a 40-pound carp. Swinging the bow and I release the string. It's hard to beat dirt donkey early spring. Dirt donkey, I've been known to shoot some fish all night long. Dirt donkey in my boat, and I ain't worried about a thing. Dirt donkey, all I need is a bow in my hand on a moonlit night. Dirt donkey doing fine, bow fishing one carp at a time. 1, 2, 3. One day you'll be mine. All day long. All night long.
Oh.
Backwater sloughs in the Roche Creek. Dirt donkey country.
Oh my God. Dirt donkey.
Dirt
Wow.
donkey.
Wow.
Yeah. That was actually the short version, Schmitty. There's a longer version of it, but I just played the short version.
Really?
There's more to
Really?
it. Yeah, there's more to it.
How long do you think the Roche Creek River rat? How many takes did that take for him? Do you think to get that song done?
That took 28 takes.
Oh, did he tell you that? Or
Yes, he called me and says, my voice was hoarse the next 3 days.
Hey, you're talking like this here, the old dirt donkey.
Oh my God.
Back in the backwater slough.
That's freaking good, dude. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to end up making a playlist of
We might have
bowfishing
to.
songs.
We have 4. Oh, because
okay.
last year,
Bowfish to the east, Bowfish to the west.
Yep.
I sing the Johnny. Matthew went down to Georgia.
Yep.
Bowfishing rock stars
Right.
and dirt donkeys.
Dirt donkeys.
Oh my gosh.
Dirt donkey, I've been told, grow real big and grow real old.
Wow. We play when everyone's getting ready to leave for the Big 20. You know, we have a speaker hooked up there. We might have to just throw those.
We
in
might
there.
have to do
See if
that.
anybody can realize
Yeah.
it. That was freaking good, Matt. Hearing your voice makes my throat feel sore. That
it was
sounds
sore.
like that
it got
was
pretty,
hard.
It got pretty sore.
Wow. Wow. Well done. Well done.
you. Thank
that
you.
was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. The old dirt donkey
dirt
song.
donkey.
What's the name of the song that you modeled that after?
Porch Honky
Porch
by Moccasin Creek.
Moccasin Creek. Oh,
so
I see.
we did this one off of Roche Creek.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done. Well done. That was to do that all in one take is a lot harder than what you think it is.
Trying to keep it with the beat.
Yes.
And to match their lyrics so it cuts and goes to the next verse
Right.
and the next line and trying to keep the beat and everything. It took 28 takes. I was here till 8 o'clock that one night.
Oh
out
my
here.
God! Wow. For everyone, he gets off at 3:30, so he was here. He was here putting in the hours.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, that's very cool. That's going to be what we leave you guys with. We'll be right back though, right after this quick commercial break. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models: the 65-watt single-color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tricolor dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com. Have you found yourself wishing you could relive your bowfishing experiences out on the water? Introducing the Mag Pro H2O by Painted Arrow, the world's first magnetic smartphone mount designed specifically for bowfishing. The H2O is a universal mount that attaches to the front of any bowfishing boat. The mount will work with any smartphone by placing the Painted Arrow phone plate on the back side of your phone case. The H2O design features an integrated rubber security strap to ensure your phone doesn't fall off the mount when in action. Filming your experiences on the water has never been easier. To pick up your H2O mount or to learn more, please visit paintedarrow.com and don't forget to relive the catch. Use code AMS15 for 15% off your next order. Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence. All right, welcome back, everybody, from that quick commercial break. Matt, we have a very, very special guest joining us on the phone today, a gentleman by the name of Landon Conley.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Landon,
A youth shooter.
Yes.
A youth shooter.
Yes, a youth shooter. We're always talking about him. He's always doing all kinds of cool stuff. Landon, can you hear us, and how are you doing today?
Yes, I can hear y'all, and doing pretty good. Just ready to go shoot some fish, but
Yes.
our water's like 40 feet up.
Oh, no.
sure.
Well, you should have some good flooded fields to go shoot some fish. Have you been into any back flooded fields, Landon?
Well, we can't really get to them because there's bridges in the way from the boat ramp, and the water, you can't go under them.
No kidding.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Is that from a couple of weeks ago, Landon, when you guys got like 16 inches of rain?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's
that is
crazy.
Well, Landon, first of all, thank you for joining us here on the Bowfishing Buzz. We appreciate you taking time out of school today to talk with us. So we appreciate it, Landon. First thing, Landon, you want to tell our listeners where you live and how old are you?
I live on Nolan Lake in Kentucky.
Okay.
I'm 16.
All right,
Gotcha.
16 years old.
16 years old.
So were you 16 last year, Landon, or did you just turn 16, or were you 16 halfway through the year, or were you 15 last year?
About halfway through the year. I
Halfway
turned
through the year.
16.
All right, all right.
Gotcha.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah, so Landon, let me ask you this. How did you get involved in the sport of bowfishing?
Oh.
Well, you see, my dad, he shot right as I was being born and a little bit after. And he actually shot the first and second annual AMS Big 30.
Oh,
Yes, he
very
did.
cool.
Yes, he
okay,
did.
going way back.
Yep. You were just a little tiker back then, Landon.
Yeah. I wish I could remember it, but I really don't.
Right. Yep, I bet. And so
Yeah, but
go ahead, Landon. Tell us more.
and I started doing archery in school in about the 8th grade. And then I kind of he asked me what I wanted to do one day, and I was like, I want to go try shooting fish and see if that works out any.
That's right.
We went a couple times, didn't really see much because the water was up when we went. But then we went down to Florida, to Gulf Shores,
Okay.
Alabama. And we went out on a guide service and shot my first fish was actually a stingray.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Wow. Did that put up
And
pretty
that's
good
when I
fight for
knew
you?
I wanted to. Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. That's cool. That's cool. So your dad, I'm guessing, really got you into the sport of bow fishing, Landon, because I know your dad absolutely loves bow fishing. I bet you have some pretty good memories shooting with your dad, too, and that's great that your dad got you involved in the sport of bow fishing and got you rolling that way. You know, when did you shoot do you remember kind of like when you shot your first fish, kind of like without your dad, like, putting a shot into it and helping you get it in the boat?
It was actually that stingray. I didn't have to have a backup.
Okay, very cool.
That's awesome. So when you shot that stingray, Landon, did something click in your brain that kind of said, wow, I'm going to do this a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet the old adrenaline was pumping, and you were just as excited as Santa Claus sliding down the chimney.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Landon, we talk about you a good amount on this podcast.
Yeah.
You've got lots of records. Let's dive into that a little bit. How many records do you have?
I believe 38.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. 38 of them things. That's wild.
That is awesome, Landon. Now, let me ask you this now. So, I believe you have 38 youth records. Are those all in one state, Landon, or are there multiple states on those?
There's a mix between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Landon, would you care to take a guess at how many records I have?
2.
You guessed too high, buddy. You got me beat by 38 records, for God's sake.
That is awesome. So, Landon, do you guys look at records and try to go out and target certain ones where you think you've got a good chance of getting it in those states that surround Kentucky and where you live?
Yes and no. Sometimes we know what the record is, or we'll shoot the fish and then we'll look up what the record is if it's big enough. But this year we're planning on going to, like, I think Tennessee, Ohio, and Mississippi, possibly.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Very nice.
Trying to go after it again.
There you go.
That's
I like
awesome.
that attitude.
Very
I like
cool.
that drive.
Yep, ambition.
And that passion to go to different states and try to get those records and stuff. That's awesome.
Yep.
So, Landon, you've got 38 BAA youth records.
Oh, crazy.
What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite one?
Oh, I'm curious to hear this.
Yeah.
Probably the shad, honestly.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Okay. Why?
Nice.
Why is it the shad?
Well, one night, it's the smallest fish we can shoot up here, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Besides, like a pond bluegill, if we could, or a goldfish. I mean, if you could ever find one. But, so one night we was on the Ohio River, and I guess we hit the shad spawn.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
We didn't see. I think we seen one big head that night.
Oh my gosh.
But we seen probably about 4.23 billion shad that night.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So you're busy.
And we shot. I think I shot 7 that night over a pound.
Wow.
Oh.
Those are some big shad.
Yeah. So did you break the record multiple times that night, Landon, or did you just get one big one that broke the record?
I could have done that, but we just went with the biggest one we've seen, with the biggest one I shot, and just waited. And
yep, gotcha.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That shad's so big you could have flayed it up and had it for a dinner.
Yeah, you could have had a shad sandwich.
Yeah, shad sandwich.
I don't know how they taste. I don't know how that would be.
Yeah, it might taste a little funny.
If you hit the shad spawn again, maybe you'll have to take one in the cooler and see how that tastes.
There you go.
Deep fry it up. You have a little
Might try that
sandwich. Yeah. So, Landon, at this year's annual BAA spring meeting, you were awarded an awesome award and achievement. You won the 2024 Youth Bowfisher of the Year with 1,050 points, 34 youth records, one adult record that eventually got beat. How does that make you feel?
That's cool.
It Mix of emotions, honestly, because really, to me, so far, it hasn't really kicked in.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yep.
So I think, like, maybe after this phone call, talking to you guys, and talking to a few other people, it might honestly start kicking in.
There you go.
Very mature outlook for a young guy like yourself.
Absolutely. That's a heck of an achievement right there.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think the person that's most proud of me has definitely got to be my dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's great to hear.
He's has every right to be very proud of your achievements there in the bow fishing like that. And, you know, I can imagine how proud you must felt, because usually when you go to the annual BA spring meetings, it's a lot of adults in there and stuff like that, you know, and they're there discussing topics and stuff. And for you to be able to get up there and get your award and hand you that plaque, you got to be feeling pretty proud of your achievements. That's pretty cool, Landon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, you know, not only did you win the Bowfisher of the Year last year, but you and your dad and two other teammates, you guys also competed in the 2024 Bowfisher of the Year, or the BA championship in Kentucky down there. And you guys finished in the money in 6th place. What was that like also?
That was the roughest week, but the funnest week I've ever had shooting fish.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha. Got not much sleep that week, Landon, or why was it rough?
Not much sleep. The water was up about 30 feet.
Wow.
It was rough.
It was pretty rough.
Dirty water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So was that your first tournament that you competed in, Landon?
No.
Nope. Okay. All right. Was that the first Worlds that you competed in?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very
All
cool.
right.
And you take 6th place. That's very cool.
So can you tell us kind of how the night went, Landon, and take us all the way up through the weigh-ins, and when you guys realized that you were going to be placing in the money in the top 6? How'd that go for you?
Well, we was trying to think.
He was out shooting fish last night.
I think he might have been.
No, we put in, and then we ran up river probably about 3 miles.
Okay.
And then we just sat there till dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then for the first couple hours, we didn't really see much. And then we turned off all our lights, went straight bow lights, and no sooner than we did all that, there was a 50-pound big head on the bank.
Wow.
And I was on the other side, and my three other teammates were on the other side, and they just completely shanked it.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. So how is everybody feeling once that happens?
We realized there was big fish in the area, and we went strictly after big fish.
Nice.
That's awesome. So, Landon, you said that the 3 teammates of yours shanked that shot, in your exact words. Do you feel like if you were on that side of the boat that you would have smoked that fish?
Yes.
All right. Some confidence. That's what we like to hear. Yes.
I think I maybe missed 3 times that night.
Wow. Oh, so you were on fire.
Yeah.
You were the hot hand. I like having hot hands in the boat, Schmitty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
I'm going to chime in real quick, Matt, if it's all right.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for landing on the boat that night, we would have not been anywhere close to 6th place.
Wow.
He carried us that night.
That's awesome.
How impressive is that, huh?
Yes. That's very cool.
You shooter carrying you to 6th place in the BA Worlds.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's very
Way to go,
cool.
Landon.
Yep.
That is awesome.
So, Landon, let me ask you this. What are you pulling back for draw weight on the bow you're shooting?
I think about 38 to 40 pounds.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm
So
not
you're up
for
there.
sure.
That's good. That's good. That's perfect draw weight.
Yep.
I love shooting like 40 pounds.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Landon, you've obviously done a lot here. BAA Youth Bowfisher of the Year. You've got 38 records. You shot in the World's Tournament. You guys took 6th place. You're doing a lot at a young age. Do you have any big bowfishing plans for the upcoming 2025 season?
I think I'm going to go for the youth record again. And I think we're going to shoot the Cajun 8.
There you go.
Cool. Very nice.
Because that tournament is in August, I believe.
That's a later
I just saw
tournament.
the flyer come out for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's actually the day before my birthday.
Oh, very nice. That's a cool way to have a little
Absolutely.
birthday celebration out
maybe
in the
you can
boat
have
shooting
a
fish.
have a big win. Have a big win and win some money for your birthday on that
That would
one.
be awesome. Yeah.
Hey, Landon,
That would be amazing.
that would be great. I want to back up a little bit here to when you were shooting in that World's tournament. Did you stay pretty active all through the night, and were you going pretty good and strong yet? You know, like because I usually start getting kind of yawning and tired around 2:00 in the morning.
Yep.
How were you feeling that night?
I don't think I slept till we got back home that night,
There you
or
go.
got tired until our ride home, which was at probably about 3:00.
Yep. So you go back to the headquarters where the event is being held at. You guys are weighing your fish and all that stuff. Are you feeling pretty good about everything? Are you feeling excited?
I didn't think at all that we had really a chance in the money, but then I kept hearing like we would be in first. We was in first for a while,
That's cool.
and then I asked Christina Hayden,
Yep.
because she was up there doing the weights. I asked her, I'm like, what place are we in? She goes third, and there's like 7 boats left, and
Oh.
I'm like, so we're guaranteed 10th right now.
Right. Yep.
And then Lance Brantley came up, and he completely blew it out of the waters.
That darn Lance. He's
That
good for
goofy
that.
Yep. They had all their big heads. Mm-hmm.
And then D-scaling came up, and I think they were in second place.
Right.
And then we were 6th with 1 boat to go.
Wow. That's a lot. Were you
I'm like-
nervous? Were you nervous as heck, Landon?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, that's a lot of money on the line.
Right. Mm-hmm. So the last boat's coming up. What do you think? Are you watching and keeping track of their weights?
Yeah. And it was like, it got pretty close, I think.
Did they? Yeah.
Which is
That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
So what happens, Landon, when you guys finally know that you're going to come in 6th place at the Worlds and place in the money? Pretty exciting moment there for you and your dad and your teammates.
Yes.
Yes.
Very shocking.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
That's cool. That's a memory you'll have for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. I remember seeing the pictures of you guys up on the stage, and you guys were pretty happy and everything. And that's another thing that you'll remember for the rest of your life as well, Landon. You know, standing up there with your dad and your teammates. You're at the time 15 or 16 years old, and you're competing with some of the best tournament shooters in the nation.
Yep.
You know, and there you are up on stage.
Yep. You held your own.
You held your own.
Yep.
That's right. So that's awesome, Landon. A pretty great experience that you got to experience right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely probably the funnest show tournament I've ever shot in.
That's great.
Cool.
That
That's
is
awesome.
Great. So, Landon, you've got a lot of these records, but what is your favorite fish to target and why?
Big grass carp.
Big grassies.
All right.
Okay, gotcha.
I like
Gotcha.
that.
Very
Can you tell me off the top of your head what your grass carp record weighs?
51 pounds.
He knew
that
it.
a boy.
No hesitation whatsoever. That's awesome. That's very cool.
That's a big grassy.
Yeah.
That's a good grassy.
So let me ask you this, Landon. This goes into our next question here. What's the biggest fish that you've ever shot? Was it that 51-pound grassy, or do you got something different that weighed more?
It was that grass carp.
It was that
grass
grassy.
carp.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Cool.
why is the grass carp your favorite fish to go after, Landon?
Probably because of at the AMS Big 30, Dad's team, when he shot it, they got big grass carp in that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And then 2 years later, he shot one that was 66 pounds,
Oh, my
and they didn't
gosh.
turn it in for a record.
Oh,
no.
my goodness. That is a big grassy.
Yeah, that's a tank.
Yep.
That's a tank.
You know, I think grassies are a hard fish to go after certain times of the year.
Yeah.
They're, especially in a tournament, because those fish have been scouted. They've been run over a lot. unless, of course, you get lucky and find a pocket where they haven't been disturbed. But they're a very spooky fish, and when you do see them, I call them like the torpedoes because they take off and they swim really fast past you. So to me, it's more like a hunt on the grass carp, you know?
Yep.
So I can see why you like to target grass carp. Do you guys go out there quite often and target them, or do you kind of mix it up a little bit, Landon?
If I can get off during the week, we go after them because there's a lot less boat traffic for them to be spooked by.
Yep.
That's right.
So let me ask you this, Landon. Let's put out a hypothetical. Let's say you go bow fishing tonight, all right? You're out shooting. You shoot a 70-pound big head. Will your favorite fish to shoot change to big head if it is the biggest fish that you've ever shot?
No.
Okay, all right.
He likes
Good
his
deal.
grassies.
He does like his grassies. All right, I was curious if that would change your answer at all. Okay.
All right, Landon. What advice would you give to a young bow fisher that is just getting into the sport of bow fishing? Got any advice for them?
Aim low and don't stop shooting.
There you go.
Wow. Perfect.
Yep.
That's amazing advice. Absolutely. Yep.
Aim low, and you're never, ever, ever going to hit a fish if you don't throw arrows into the water.
Very true. Very true. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's great advice out there. Don't stop shooting. Aim low, baby.
Yes, absolutely.
Aim low, baby.
Landon, you've talked about a couple of cool things with us since we gave you this call here this morning. What is your overall most favorite, most memorable, best bow fishing memory that you've ever had?
I think it was last year at the Jared Ashmore. That day of, we went down and was shooting below Barkley, and Tommy Woods was down there.
Oh.
And shooting in front of him and talking to him was probably got to be my favorite moment.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Awesome. That's cool. Tommy, if he's listening, he'd love to hear that. Very cool.
That is a good memory to have right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, Landon, we're gonna go off script right here. But what's your favorite bow fishing snack?
Absolutely. Totally underrated topic when it comes to bow fishing.
Absolutely.
You got to have good snacks in the boat.
You do.
Probably Doritos.
Doritos.
I had them. We was fishing Kentucky Lake one night, and I had a bag sitting at the back on the back platform.
Yep.
And I tripped, and I was starting to lean over. And instead of stepping on my chips, because I love them so much, I fell out of the boat.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Saving the Doritos.
That's a sacrifice right there. I love it. I love it. Oh, wow.
We love our Doritos, too.
I was just going to say, Landon, the preferred chip of the Bowfishing Buzz is Doritos as well. Now, let's break this down a little bit more, Landon. If you're in a grocery store and you've got every flavor of Doritos available at your disposal, what flavor are you grabbing off the shelf?
Cool Ranch.
Oh, he's a Cool Ranch man. Okay.
Yeah.
We're more the typical nacho cheese is kind of what we tend to go for, but Cool Ranch, interesting. So let me double up on this. It's late at night, Landon. It's a school night. You're getting tired. Is there a certain caffeinated drink of your choice that you're drinking in the boat to help you stay awake, or are you just a straight water type of guy?
Mountain Dew.
There we go. Mountain Dew and Doritos. Welcome to America,
baby.
That's
right. Welcome to bow fishing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is awesome.
That's pretty cool. Now, Landon, I'm guessing that your dad might be listening to us right now. You know, he chipped in before, but feel free to maybe, I don't know, just get out of hearing area from him, because I've got a next question for you here. Do you think that you could outshoot your dad?
Yes.
Oh, wow. No hesitation whatsoever. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Good deal.
That's awesome.
Yep.
But I have to ask you, Landon, did your dad teach you how to shoot that good?
Yes, and yeah.
Yeah.
Most.
Mm-hmm. Or did you kind of, once he kind of showed you the routine and everything of how it goes, did you kind of catch on pretty quick and kind of figure things out on your own then after that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. All right, Landon. Are you ready for this next question?
This is the big one.
Yes.
He doesn't know what's coming.
All right, Landon. It's the first weekend in June. Ooh. It's 75 degrees out.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a beautiful afternoon. It's going to be no wind at all tonight.
Oh.
The moon is going to be up shining. Are you going to go bow fishing or take your woman out to the movies, take a little girl out to the movies?
Fishing.
Oh, there it
Without
is.
hesitation, he's going bow fishing.
Wow. All right.
The
All
heck
right.
with the
Good deal.
movies and the date night. We're going bow fishing.
Yep. Priorities are straight. Yep.
That is right. We'll ask him that in 4 more years.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different answer. Yep. Maybe he'll take her bow fishing.
Maybe
that'll be the deal.
Maybe.
The best of both worlds.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Landon, are you on lunch break right now for school?
No, I actually just completely decided not to go to school today.
That's what I'm talking about.
He took completely the whole day off to join us here on the Bow Fishing Buzz.
Well, you know what they say, Matt.
Wow.
School is important, but bow fishing is importanter.
Importanter.
100%. 100%. This is a great choice. We love to hear it.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
good
right.
deal. Good deal.
So, Landon, are you going to go down and shoot in the Worlds this year in Alabama?
I don't think so. I think we might go down there and watch weigh-in, but I don't think we're shooting in it.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So are you gonna be competing in the Cajun 8 and that's the only tournament, or you got some smaller tournaments that you're gonna be shooting in, Landon?
We're shooting the Kentucky State shoot coming up on May 10th.
Okay,
cool.
Very
That's
nice.
coming up. Yeah, couple weeks.
Yep, absolutely.
And we haven't fully decided yet on if we're shooting the Muzzy or not.
All right.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So you got pretty busy. So do you like to help Dad work on the boat and all that good stuff too?
Yes and no.
All right, let me ask you this with that response. All right, you guys shot fish the night before. The boat is filthy. Blood, eggs, slime. Who's cleaning the boat the next morning?
Dad.
Wow, that's a good dad right there. That's a good dad.
I'll be asleep.
That sounds like Matt and I's situation. Oh, man.
Yeah, but who's the one that's doing the sleeping and who's the one that's doing the dumping?
I am obviously the one sleeping. You are the one cleaning and dumping. It's been like that for 10 years.
Oh, yep. Well, Landon, do you have anything else, any other stories that you would like to share with us, or anything that you have on your mind that you'd like to ask us? Or anything?
Do you have any questions you want to ask us?
With y'all's tournament, it's at what weekend is it?
That is May 17th and 18th this year.
With a lot of kids being in school, do y'all ever think about possibly making it first weekend in June or anything like that?
Yep, we had it. That's a good question, Landon. We actually had it, when we first started doing it, it was in August.
Yes.
And then we moved it up here to Wisconsin. And we had it in the second weekend of June.
Yep.
A lot.
Yep.
Quite often. Or
Number
the
of
first
years.
weekend of June. We always had it on that time frame. And one year we decided to move it to May to try to help with the catching more of the fishing up here to be a little bit better, catching the spawn and a better time for the fishing in the shallows.
Yep.
And the first year we did that, the weights were just
through the roof.
It was crazy.
Yep.
We did that for 2 years, and we actually had to, instead of having the big 30, we had to take it back down to a big 20 because the teams were coming in with so many big fish.
Yep.
And then for us to have to weigh 30 fish took us a long time. So I don't know because it's what I like to do, Landon, is keep our tournament on a select date. And then we also work with the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association here in Wisconsin, so we don't,
interfere with
other tournaments and dates and stuff like that there. But I think we're going to keep it in May. I know what you're saying, Landon, about that, and we really didn't see a drop off in youth attendance when we did bring it into May. But that is a great question. But you'll have to take school off to come up and join us here, Landon.
Yep.
I think we might come up and try to shoot that next year.
Yeah,
awesome.
We would love
That
to
would
see
be
you up
fantastic.
here. Yep. Do you get a chance to go shoot a lot of big commons in your area?
No, because the lake we live on has about 5 to 10 pound commons. If
Gotcha.
you're lucky.
All right. Man, I tell you what, Landon, you would have an absolute blast up here shooting some of these big old Wisconsin carp up here. They're pretty good sized. Yep.
Yeah.
There's some big uns. Well, Landon, we're going to let you get back to doing your homework. I guess your dad said you got some homework to do and stuff like that. But
Yes, sir.
we really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
Telling us some of your stories.
You were great, Landon.
Absolutely. And congratulations, the 2024 Youth Bowfisher of the Year, Landon Conley.
Absolutely.
Good job, Landon.
Well done.
Good job, Landon.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. It's an honor for y'all guys to call me.
Oh, absolutely. We love having you on. We talk about you a lot because all those records you were shooting there, it was nonstop. And then I always go back and reflect on when you were just a little tiker there and your dad was coming up to the big 20 there and stuff. And we always it's so cool to see. I was able to see your growth, especially competing and coming down with the Jared Ashmore, and I'd see you down there all the time and stuff, and seeing and watching you. So it was kind of fun watching you, grow throughout these years. And even though you didn't think I was keeping an eye on you, I was keeping an eye on you, Landon.
He's always watching.
Yep, absolutely. But congratulations, Landon. We wish you all the best of luck this year to you and your dad.
Yep, shoot some more records.
Absolutely. Making memories is what it's all about, I say, when it comes to bow fishing. And we wish you the best of luck, Landon.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Thanks, Landon. You take care.
Yep, we'll see you, buddy.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, very cool that Landon took an entire day off of school.
Took a day off of school to join us.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very dedicated, motivated young man right there.
Right.
He's going to be accomplishing a lot in his bowfishing career. I think that's safe to say.
So big hats off to Landon for his accomplishments.
Absolutely.
Getting out there, enjoying the sport of bowfishing at a youth age like that, taking it pretty seriously also,
absolutely.
Derek.
All these records? Good Lord. Good Lord.
So that's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Landon.
So, Matt.
Yeah.
The Landon interview, fantastic. We've talked about lots of things.
Yes.
But I would kind of consider what we're going to do next as the meat and potatoes of the podcast.
Here we go.
Last week, like we mentioned earlier, we made a post. We wanted people to send in a short video clip giving us their name and their favorite episode, topic, or moment from the podcast. We have those, a handful of those available to us right now.
Yep.
We're going to play them. You're going to be able to see the videos of them on the video version of the podcast. We have everyone written down on a little ticket.
Yep.
And then we will randomly select a name after we listen to all these, and they will win the given prize at the time. So let's roll in here, Matt. Let's hear these submissions. I'm excited.
Here's number one.
All right.
Hey guys, Clint Murray. Wanted to say my favorite segment of the podcast is the Fish You Wish. And one of the funny segments of one of the episodes that I always like to hear about is Peamouth Chub.
Oh,
thanks.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 100.
Well, thank you, Clint. That's fantastic.
Hello there, Bowfishing Buzz. My name is Bobby Bouche.
What is going on here?
Who was that?
I don't know. Okay, let's start it from the beginning. Okay, are we all listening? Okay, let's
Hello there, Bowfishing Buzz. My name is Bobby Bouche from the South Central Louisiana State University. Go Bulldogs. My favorite part of the podcast is when Matt has to stop and take a drink of water. I can tell that he is drinking some high-quality H2O.
There we go.
My mama, Mr. Coach Klein, and Vicky Valancourt all say hi. Have to go now. I need to help the Bulldogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
Wow.
Hello there, Bowfishing Buzz. My name
Bobby
is Bobby
Bouche, everyone. Oh, my
Bobby
gosh.
Bouche called the Bowfishing Buzz.
Takes a break from playing inside linebacker.
The
for the
Waterboy.
Bulldogs. The Waterboy.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, well, that's a surprise.
Bobby Bouche calls us.
That's crazy. That is very appreciated. And you do always take drinks of some high-quality H2O.
I love my H2O.
That's amazing. That's absolutely spectacular.
Great. You sound just like Bobby.
Isn't that crazy? I kind of do sound
you
like
sound
that
like
submission.
Bobby.
That's interesting. All right, very cool. All right, next.
My name's Drew Irwin, and my favorite part of the Bowfishing Buzz is episode 60, when y'all were giving Kevin crap about missing fish while y'all was on the water.
God, that was fun.
Name's
I
Drew
do love
Irwin.
it.
My name's Cale Goodwin, and my favorite part of the podcast is anytime Matt talks about bubble guts. And not only when he talks about it, but when he does the sound effect. That makes my day every time. Keep it up, guys. Love.
Oh, my gosh. The old bubble gut makes an appearance.
Bubble gut.
Yeah, I was going to say, we got to hear it. We got to hear it. Wow. Wow. Of all the important topics...
Kale likes the old bubble gut. I love it.
Species breakdowns. We're giving statistics. We're talking about tournaments, different tactics. Oh, Cale Goodwin loves the old bubble gut.
And actually, Schmitty, when you and I were going through and arranging the boat for this season, that was one piece of important part that goes into the the tub.
There was. As we're organizing the boat, taking out all the things we don't need to make everything clean, I'm like, Matt, okay, here's a roll of toilet paper from like 1992. Can we throw it away?
Nope.
No.
What is that for?
It's for freaking midnight bubble gut is what it's for.
Yep.
All right, let's hear the next submission.
That was awesome.
Scott Brummond, and my
Oh boy, we got
Fishing Buzz pod.
my
name is Scott Brummond, and my favorite part about the Bowfishing Buzz podcast is when Cranky the Carp always calls in. Man, I like his little corny little jokes he's always throws in there, like Finder. Well, not only that, but me and him both enjoy chasing around those fat females. Oh yeah. My name is Scott.
Hi, Derek and Matt. Hey, it's Tammy Baker from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Wanted to comment on my favorite podcast segment of AMS Bowfishing podcast. And my favorite was when I heard my name on the podcast. I love the question and answers that normal people get to call in and ask questions, and you guys give suggestions, tips, or your opinion on bowfishing stuff related.
Sure.
Also love new destinations and species of fish that are on your guys' bucket list or other listeners' bucket list. Thank you guys for making great product, and keep it up, and happy 100.
Yeah.
The podcast.
Well, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Very cool. Cool thing about the video, you guys will see it on the video portion. She has bow in hand.
Oh yeah,
she's ready to rock and roll. Right
Tammy
now.
is. Yeah,
that's very cool. Very cool.
Very
Alrighty.
Cool.
Kayla Peacock here, checking in from Michigan. Not so patiently waiting for some local waters to open up for the season, so I can start getting at hopefully some dogfish and suckers. Anyways, my favorite episode would have to be about the kayak bow fishing because I've been trying to talk my old man into letting me set something up to do that for a while, and I think that episode might help my cause a little bit.
Oh, very cool.
Anyways, I hope everybody has a great season this year, and I could definitely, as you can see, use some new merch.
He's got a hat there.
Matt signed this for me last year.
What?
For David Pepper and myself.
Oh!
And apparently, I didn't stop sucking. So help me stop sucking. Aim low, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah, give us some backstory on this.
So what we have is he's on the bank and he's filming a small river that's running down.
Yep.
And on the branch in front of him, he has an AMS hat with a big hole in the mesh on the side.
Rather large hole, yes.
What I'm guessing happened to that is,
100%.
my guess is that got blown into the water, and they shot at that to get it back into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what happens.
That's kind of like, you know how like when they have a big ship and they throw a bottle of champagne over the side?
Yeah.
It christens the boat.
Right.
That's how you christen AMS merch.
Right.
When it gets blown off in the middle of the night, you got to shoot that sucker.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very cool. What's the There's a Matthew showing your autograph on that hat?
Yeah.
Do you remember signing that for this individual?
I think that was at the tournament. Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh, freaking celebrity status. Wow. All right, let's roll on to the next one here.
Hello, my name is Red Barnwell. Episode 30 with Kicking Bears, my favorite episode.
That was a good one.
I listen to your podcast while I'm at work, and I have listened to every single one of them at least 3 times. Thank you for everything you guys do.
That's cool.
God bless you, Red. 3 times through, that's amazing. Good Lord.
Yeah, appreciate that, Red.
Yep. Very cool.
And that Kicking Bear one was, a lot of these are bringing back some good memories with the kayak bow fishing.
Yep.
That was a great.
Yep.
That was awesome. Some of the footage that I can't remember who sent that in, but the footage on that was just amazing.
Yeah, that one did very well on YouTube too. People like to see that footage of the kayak
He had
stuff.
that drone flying over top, and you could see all the carp swimming around his canoe and stuff, and he was shooting them and stuff. But the Kicking Bear one was really awesome too. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. All right, let's roll to the next one.
Hey, Bowfishing Buzz, this is Lyndall Roth. I enjoy listening to y'all every week on your podcast. Always look forward to hearing the new smash single Bowfishing song that's coming out.
Well, he got one today.
Matt, you need to get a hold of 30 Point Buff and let it go.
The old 30 point, 30 pound buff.
Did you see the 30 pointer? Did you see
the 30 pounder?
Yeah, now it's going to be the 30 pounder.
Oh boy, we're gonna.
Oh boy,
there's gonna have to be some writing going on.
Oh boy.
You want to know what's hilarious? Now every time I hear a song, I'm like, okay.
Ah, yes.
How can I turn this into bowfishing? Okay,
Yes.
Yep, that could do
exactly.
it. That could do it. Yep. Not to. Go ahead.
I was back one day building bows.
Yeah.
Building bare bows, and I listening to music. That is exactly where I heard porch honky.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, huh, dirt donkey.
Dirt donkey.
Perfect.
From honky to donkey.
To donkey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Not to, throw gas on the fire, but there might be a few things in the workings.
Oh.
Yeah.
We might have to do a duet someday.
Oh, that would be freaking awesome. We'd be like Big and Rich. Big and Rich. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll have to make a video on the boat with that.
That would be good.
That would be cool.
Oh, my God, yes. But it needs to be a song I know, not something from the 80s.
Oh, God, grow up.
Hey, Matt and Schmitty. This is Joe Evans from Missouri. My favorite part of the Bowfishing Buzz podcast is when you guys do the species breakdowns. I really enjoy learning more about the fish that we chase. Thanks.
This is also helping us, Matt.
Absolutely.
Hearing the different things that people like to hear.
Right.
Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I enjoy the species breakdowns, but when we're reading about these different species, sometimes I wonder in the back of my head, I'm like,
is this going anywhere?
Is this boring?
Right.
For the listener, is this boring? You know, reciting facts. I mean, they're all insane stats and everything. We try to make it as good as we can, but this is fantastic to hear that's not the case. That's very cool.
It's great feedback.
Okay, cool. Next one.
Dave Pepper, Grim Reaper Bowfishing, right here from Michigan. Number one episode, I would say, was episode number 4, tournament talk.
Yeah.
I love the information, and I'm always digging, so that'd be number 1. Thank you.
That tournament talk episode, those two that we did, part 1, part 2, I think are still our most listened to podcasts.
Yeah.
And that was back when we talked like this.
You were like, welcome
everyone.
to the Bowfishing Buzz.
I'm D. Schmitty, and I'm scared to talk loud or show emotion because Matthew intimidates me.
We love bowfishing, and we hope that you like bowfishing too.
If you like bowfishing and I like bowfishing, we can
my gosh.
bowfishing together.
7 years ago, Schmitty, 7 years ago.
Oh, my gosh, that's crazy. All right, let's hear the next one.
My name is Gavin Stanfield, and my favorite part of the podcast is the Q&As. Because as a new guy, I like to kind of learn from them. Thank you.
Very nice, the old Q&As.
That's great because right there, we never, like you said before, we never get to hear who we're reaching out there. And here's, for new bowfishers, they love to hear that stuff.
Yeah, that's very cool. The old Q&As. I enjoy those as well, just seeing all the different submissions. And something I want to put out there too, guys. If you have a question that in your head you think to yourself, I don't want to ask this because it's such a, everyone probably knows this.
There's
and I don't.
never.
By all means, we have all been there, brother or sister.
Yep.
Post it up. We'll cover it, man. No one's going to think that. You're someone who's in our same community. That's all we care about, man. So we'll have more of those down the road. But, feel free to ask whatever you'd like.
Right.
All right, let's see the next one, man.
My name is Garrett Drexler. My favorite part of the Bowfishing Buzz podcast is not only the camaraderie shared between D. Schmitty and Matt throughout the Gonna Be 100 episodes that they have, but it's going to be the little side bets that Schmitty likes to make, just randomly, and he never holds up his end of the deal ever. So I just hope to see him hold up to his end of the deal one day.
Okay. For everyone listening, this is Garrett Drexler. He is Stephanie Drexler's son who works here. This kid... The bad thing is he reminds me a lot of myself when I was 18 years old, so it's bad, but this kid talks so much crap.
That's awesome.
That's good, though. That's good. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
Yep, old G. All right, next.
D. Bowfisher, a.k.a. Dustin from Kentucky. My favorite Bowfishing Buzz podcast would always be the next one. Looking forward to it.
Oh, my. That's a great answer.
I think episode 100 is going to be real special.
All right. Wow.
I like that.
That's good.
It's going to be the next one.
Gosh darn it. That's good. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
okay. All right. That one hit home a little bit.
Cool.
That's very cool.
Appreciate that.
Hey, my name is Jocelyn Teschner, and I love everything about the Bowfishing Buzz podcast, but I especially like when Derek sings and whenever Cranky calls.
Boom, baby.
Hey, my name is Jocelyn Teschner.
She likes the songs.
There you
That's
go,
what
Schmitty.
I'm talking about right there. Let's go.
Warm up them vocal cords, Schmitty.
Do, re, fa, sol, la, ti, ti. Yes.
And
yes.
she likes Cranky, too.
Yep. She likes the song. She likes Cranky. Jocelyn was actually
That's good.
just in yesterday. She bought some gear. She's getting ready to rock and roll, go shoot some fish. So that's awesome.
That is good.
That's a handful of our submissions, guys. We love to see them. Thank
Right.
you so much for sending those in.
Yes. Let's give some stuff away, Schmitty.
Let's give some
Stuff away, Schmitty.
So what do we want to do here, Matt? Should we dump those all into a hat
Yeah.
up here?
Grab one of them Bowfishing Buzz hats.
Bling!
Right here's all the names of
All
the videos that we just played.
Dump them in there. Matt, I'm going to let it up to you. What do you want to give away first?
All right. First, we will be giving away a Megamouth jersey right here, Schmitty.
Yes, sir.
These are awesome jerseys.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
You want to pick or you want to pick?
Sure, I'll pick this one.
You pick that one.
All right. The winner.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
Nice and mixed up.
Yep.
The winner of the Megamouth UV Protective Mega Hood Super Awesome Bowfishing Jersey is Devin Stanfield.
Way to go, Devin. Congratulations.
Good deal.
There, put that little sticker on that.
Yep. Good deal. All
And
righty.
next, we will do the AMS UV hoodie.
All right.
And if you don't win these, you can always go to our websites. We have these on our websites. They're awesome.
And let me add this in there.
How much are these, Schmitty?
$29.99.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, you're looking at UV protective clothing anywhere else, you're talking upwards of $50 to $60.
Long sleeve, too.
Yes, and these are long sleeve with a hood.
Oh,
printed
these are
logos.
awesome.
They've got kind of that digitalized textured background on them. They're very cool.
Very nice.
All right, Matt, AMS jersey, take a pic here.
AMS jersey is going to be going to, gotta make sure I get one here. Kale Goodwin.
Oh, there we go.
He liked the old.
Exactly. Yes, that's bubble gut
Way to go, Kale.
That's awesome. Very
That's
cool.
old bubble gut right there. He
Very
wins the
cool.
old AMS jersey.
Yep, I'll give you the hat. I'll set Kale's winnings aside
Yep.
here. And so the next thing we're going to do, Matt, is a Megamouth Yeti.
Yes.
The old Rambler with the mag slider on there for the lid. Here we go. Megamouth Yeti winner is Clint Murray.
Clint Murray. There you go, Clint.
Gets the Megamouth.
Woo-wee.
How cool is that? The prizes are disappearing.
Yes.
Left and right.
Next is the AMS Yeti Rambler. Got the old Rambler.
Here we go. Who's it going to be?
There we go. Joe Evans.
Aha!
Joe is the winner of the AMS Yeti Rambler.
Good deal.
If we didn't pick your name
finale.
yet, you got a chance of winning a $100 gift certificate from AMS or Megamouth.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll do
I'm trying to think here. We'll do the Megamouth one first.
Okay.
Let me just throw this out there. If you guys are to win this, please message us because we will have to be in contact to work out the gift card for you. So if you hear your name, shoot us a message and we'll get you that code ASAP.
And then I'll also message you to get your address and stuff
Yes,
as well.
yep, for the other
items.
winnings here.
Yep.
So $100 Megamouth gift card, good for anything on the website. Here we go. And the winner of the $100 gift card is Tammy Baker.
Oh,
there
way
we
to go,
go.
Tammy.
Awesome. awesome for Tammy. Good deal.
All right, we're
Good
down to
deal.
our last one right here. $100 AMS gift certificate.
Here we go.
And the winner
Drum
is.
roll.
Here's the winning one. I have no idea. Dave Pepper. Way to go, Dave.
Awesome.
Wow. How cool was that? We hope you all enjoyed that little. That was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun doing that little, listening to their little scripts there that they made up. That was pretty awesome.
Yep, that was cool. I am kind of sad. I wish Bobby Bouche would have won something.
I'll give you a hint. Bobby wasn't even on any of those little stickers right there.
What?
No.
You
Bobby was
excluded
not on
Bobby?
any of the, yes, I did.
But that's who. What went through your head when you saw me photoshopped into Bobby Boucher's
So here's
helmet?
what he did. He had his face photoshopped inside of Bobby Boucher's helmet from the movie. And you can see Schmitty's face in the helmet with the shoulder pads on.
I couldn't help myself.
Yo, water boy.
I
that
couldn't
was
help
good.
myself.
That was good. All right, Schmitty. It is now time.
Oh, I forgot.
Here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
This fish comes to us from the 14th smallest state in the U.S., but borders 7 other states.
Oh.
Mother's Day originated in this state in 1887 when a school teacher credited an honor to her mama. It was made a national holiday in 1916.
Wow.
The cheeseburger was allegedly first created in this state in 1934 at Keeling's restaurant.
God bless them.
I'm talking the bourbon state of Kentucky.
Ooh.
This fish was shot October 12th, 2023, with a length of 47 inches and a girth of 30 inches. Landon Conley put the smackdown on this 51-pound tank of a grass carp, making it the BAA Kentucky Youth record.
Wow.
We had to give a shout out to Landon there.
Very appropriate. Yes. Yep.
And that's a fish you wish you shot.
Very cool.
All right, Schmitty.
Oh.
So we have the fish you wish.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody messaged me and said, hey, the fish you wish is all cool and stuff, but how about a fish you missed?
Oh, no. Oh, God. That could just be a segment on me only.
Oh, how about the fish you miss?
Does something come to mind when I say a fish I missed? Does a certain day?
Oh, yes, Schmitty.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, what state were we in?
Kentucky. We were on the border, actually. We were on the Ohio River. I know right where this spot is, too. I could take you there right now.
I need to go back there for some redemption. That's a great idea, though. That's a good segment.
That is. A fish you miss.
The fish you wish you didn't miss.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we can
I know right where that spot is,
like
Schmitty.
that. Yep, cool.
Are you done talking about that one that was on your mind there?
I wish I was never going to have to talk about it again, but here we are, reliving the worst day of my life.
Oh, that was a big fish.
That was a big fish.
It was a big gar.
If it makes you feel any better, it's not like I missed it by like an inch. It was like 2 feet high. It like wasn't even close.
Oh.
It was not even close. Yeah.
Was that your first trip down there?
It had to be one of the first ones down there. Because I remember on that trip, one of those days, I got a migraine really bad. I remember I stayed back at the hotel when you and Tim, I think it was Tim with us?
Yep.
And you guys went out, and then I came out that day. And it was in the daytime, too.
Yes, it was during the daytime.
Shooting. And I remember looking and being like, oh, my God.
That gar rolled.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to say what it was just big.
Yeah.
Okay. It was huge. It was huge. I'm talking like state records type caliber of fish. But yeah, we can talk about that more. I'm sure we can find some more details on that. That's very cool. Very cool.
Oh. Well, Schmitty, that wraps up our 100th episode here on the Bowfishing Buzz. Brought to you by AMS Boatfishing and
Mega Mouth Bowfishing as well. Our fantastic sponsors, End Designs Leatherwork and Embroidery, Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA.
Yes.
Painted Arrow with their brand new Mag Pro H2O Bowfishing magnetic phone mount. Reminder, use code AMS15 to check out to save 15% off buying one of those. So
absolutely.
Huge thanks to those guys as well.
Schmitty,
yeah.
The AMS Big 20, 18 days away.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. 18 days. I think we're up to 46 teams right now.
Good deal.
Get signed up for a great time. We've got a lot of prizes. We're going to have the food vendors here, 2 food trucks.
Yep.
We're going to have music playing. It's going to be a wonderful time.
A new and improved way of weighing in.
Exactly. We'll have you out of here in minutes.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, it's going to be great. So get out there on the water. Shoot some tournaments. Have fun, because making memories is what it's all about, Schmitty.
Yep.
Enjoy time on the water with good people and good friends. So from all of us here at AMS Boatfishing, thank you very much for listening to the Bowfishing Buzz. And remember, aim low,
think big. Thanks for listening, guys.